So yes, I just want to say happy Gurpurab to all my Sikh brothers and sisters. To the non-Sikhs, Gurpurab is the 10th Guru's, Guru Gobind Singh Ji's birthday today. This is a drawing I've done of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Guru. I've done quite a lot. If you look at my Sikh artwork, I've done actually quite, I think I've lost count actually. I've probably done around 6, 7 featuring Guru Gobind Singh Ji or just solely of him. And so I'm just going to go over why Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Guru of the Sikhs, is so important for us Sikhs. And before I go on, obviously I'm not the best person to kind of discuss this, but I'm going to try my best. So if I make a mistake, I apologize. I will be going through some history, and once again, if I make a mistake, I apologize. If you want to look at the pictures, I'm going to be going through the Sikh history through my Sikh artwork, because if I'm being honest with you, I learnt about my Sikh faith mainly through my artwork. Like when I started drawing and I started learning the intricacies and exactly what happened. I had a basic understanding, but not until I started doing the drawing. So on my website, I'll put the link below. If you go to the, normally I don't show this section, which is called the Sikh artwork, because I don't like putting it on there, because normally I could be saying vulgar words or swearing or something. And so, but today, yeah, there's a click here and I can hit it. And there's quite a lot of Sikh artwork going down, and then there's another page here, and I'll kind of go through the pictures that are important to you know, Guru Gobind Singh Ji in particular through my artwork. I will say that anybody that is watching this, I tried to do this as a live stream. I was preparing. But then I realized that, you know, I'm going to find it so difficult to be able to control the narrative, especially in terms of comments. And I don't want any vulgar comments. So anything I read on the side or anything I'm warning you now, they'll be deleted straight away. I'll be looking at it very carefully as the video is playing. And if I see anything inappropriate, I will just delete them. So don't even bother. And if you do, you're wasting your time. So I'm going to go through exactly why Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Guru, is so important to the Sikhs. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think if people knew his story, that you would realize he's not just important to the Sikhs, he's important to India, he's important to mankind as well. Before I do go on, you know, obviously if I make a mistake, I apologize to my Sikh brothers and sisters. I'll try my best. Rather than moaning, just write on the side, Raj, you got this wrong, and then I can know for next time that I need to rectify that particular part of my kind of knowledge. When it comes to you know, Sikhism, people kind of get mixed up who the gurus are. So within Sikhism, listed the non-Sikhs, we have 10 gurus, we have 11 gurus, but 10 of them were human beings. And each one kind of gave their own part to Sikhism. Like, so you'd have, you know, the first Guru founded Sikhism, then you'd have the other Gurus kind of adding and adding and adding, and up to the point we had the 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and then the final Guru that we see is that, because a Guru is just a teacher, we don't see them as gods. We are a monotheist faith, we believe in one God, Ek Onkar. That means one God, and we don't see them as God. We just see them as spiritual leaders, people that are you know, connected to God directly, and that they are our teachers. And so the 11th Guru is the Guru Granth Sahib, and when you go to the Sikh temple, that is the scriptures of the Sikhs. So for you know, for Christians it will be their Bible, and for Muslims it will be the Quran, and the Torah for the Hindu, I mean for the Jews, and the you know, all of that kind of stuff. We see that as our spiritual leader because it's got all the written works of the gurus in there. So what I'm going to do is just to speak about Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and I'm going to go through why, especially why he's so relevant, so important to me, Even when I wasn't that religious, if I'm being honest, you know, I was at times where I was drinking, and I've not drank for 6 years. Even though there's people online, I don't want to get into negativity. Let's not get into negativity. But people say I'm still drinking. I don't. I'm totally against alcohol, and Sikhism prohibits alcohol. And so, even through my most toughest times, like when I had problems at work, problems with people, I would draw inspiration, especially from Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Guru. That doesn't mean that he's more important than the other 9 Gurus, but he kind of introduced something to the Sikhs that is so valuable that, you know, whenever Sikhs need to kind of like, I don't know, behave in a particular way, I tend to look to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, because we are not pacifists. That's the one thing that I need to think. So, you know, he believed in, you know, just war, or just to defend yourself and to defend the weak, and that's something that I strongly believe in. So I'll go through it through pictures. You can see the ones behind me. That's just a few of them. And you can see that's Guru Gobind Singh Ji's youngest son, and I'll explain who these are and why they're so important. This is Guru Gobind Singh Ji's father, and the temple behind is where he was born, called Patna Sahib, and that's his mum, Mata Guji, and that's Guru Gobind Singh Ji as a baby. So it's an original artwork that I did, and I will kind of start now. So hopefully I don't do too many mistakes, but let's go through. So what I'll do is I'll try and kind of just go through the history and just give you a brief description. I am going to be reading off some parts from obviously various materials, so I will be reading. So Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Guru, was born in January 1666. Now the problem was I was supposed to go Speaker's Corner today, but because I thought his birthday was tomorrow, and it is actually today, because the Indian calendars for some reason shift all over the place, and it kind of changes year to year slightly just for a couple of days. So he was born Gobind Rai, and he was the son of the 10th Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur. And Guru Tegh Bahadur, who is his father, was actually beheaded by the Mughals for I'll explain afterwards exactly why he was beheaded, but he was beheaded for his faith and for defending the Hindus. And also Guru Gobind Singh Ji, his 4 sons, who we called Jar Sahibzade. There is actually a movie of it. All of them died, and 2 of them were executed, and 2 of them died in battle. And also his mum died in captivity as well through the Mughal rule. And so there's a lot of suffering that he went through that, you know, inspires me, because, you know, when I'm having a hard time or something, I think, oh my God, imagine if you had to go through what he had to go through, and how much loss he went through throughout his lifetime. So he was, you know, his father, Guru Tegh Bahadur, was the 9th Guru, and his granddad, Guru Har Gobind, was actually the 6th Guru. And the 6th Guru was the Guru that actually introduced the military aspect for the Sikhs. But Guru Gobind Singh Ji kind of solidified that. So when Sikhs are not pacifists, we do believe that, you know, if we've got to raise the sword, we have to, if it's the last resort. His great grandfather, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, was actually executed. And so throughout Guru Tegh Bahadur's kind of family lineage, there's 2 martyrs within the Sikh Gurus, and both of them are from his lineage. So he had these great granddad, the 4th Guru, was actually Guru Ram Das. And so you had you know, a lineage through the family, but not all the Gurus were actually related that way. But there was I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, actually 4 of them were directly related to him. So what we'll do is, through some of the drawings, we will go. Now the thing is, hold on, let me just get the thingy. Put that aside. I need to kind of.
So this is another drawing I've done of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. So it's just one that I did to commemorate his 300th, 350th anniversary. Some of the most notable contributions from Guru Gobind Singh Ji was that he found the kind of Sikh warrior community called the Khalsa in 1699, and introduced the 5Ks that Sikhs are known for, and he also formalized the religion by writing the important Sikh texts and enshrining them in scripture in the Guru Granth Sahib, which is the final Guru, the 11th Guru. So when he was younger, he was the only son of Guru Tegh Bahadur, the 9th Sikh Guru, and Mata Gujri, which is these two individuals that are there. So there's Guru Tegh Bahadur and there's Mata Gujri, and that's him as a baby. So that's just kind of just to show them in the corner. And then let me just put that aside. I'm trying to like thingy everything together. This is why I couldn't do it over. This is why I couldn't do it live, because there's no way I could have done it. So you have his father, who was Guru Tegh Bahadur. Let me just go to him, because his story is very important to Sikhs. He was actually executed, and so this is actually a drawing I've done of Guru Tegh Bahadur being executed, and that was Guru Gobind Singh Ji's father. And it's a bit of a gruesome drawing, so you might want to avert your eyes. So he was that was his father, and he was the only son of the 9th Guru and Mata Gujri. He was born in Patna Sahib in Bihar. His father, while his father was kind of visiting Bengal, so he is actually Punjabi, but he was born in Bihar. He was named Gobind Rai, and there is actually a Gurdwara there. It's Patna Sahib Gurdwara now. That is in Bihar. They returned back to Punjab in 1670. His father, this is how his father was kind of got to the stage where he was executed. His father, Guru Tegh Bahadur, was petitioned by the Kashmiri Pandits in 1675 to protect them from the fanatical Iftikhar Khan, an Islamic Mughal, I think it was like an overlord or something like that, and the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. I have to admit, I can't really say the word Aurangzeb for some reason. I start frothing at the mouth. I don't know why. Well, obviously I know why, because I can't stand that man. I consider Aurangzeb as an equivalent to maybe some Hitler, in my opinion, because 150 million Indians were killed over an 800-year period, not by him only, but he played a big part in that. So Tegh Bahadur was considered so Tegh Bahadur, Guru Tegh Bahadur, Guru Gobind Singh Ji's father, considered a peaceful resolution by meeting Aurangzeb, but was cautioned that his life might be at risk. The young Gobind Rai, to be known as Gobind Singh afterwards, he was very young at the time, advised his father that no one was more worthy to lead and make a sacrifice than him. So even at a young age, he was very wise. His father made the attempt, but was arrested and publicly beheaded in Delhi on 11th of November 1675 under the orders of Aurangzeb for refusing to convert to Islam and ongoing conflict between Sikhs and the Islamic Empire. After his martyrdom, the young Gobind Rai, which he was known to as before, was installed by the Sikhs as a 10th Sikh Guru on Vaisakhi on the 29th of March 1676. So he started becoming educated and continued that education. After he became the 10th Guru, he started reading and writing and training in martial arts, such as horse riding and archery. He then married Mata Jitto, and they had 4 children, and there's a little bit of dispute about that particular situation with the marriage and how many wives Guru Gobind Singh Ji had. Some people say it's 1, some people say it's 2, some people say it's 3, some people say it's 1. And so I'm not going to go into that, but he had 4 sons, and all of them unfortunately didn't kind of make it to live an old and prosperous life. They was, you know, 2 of the sons died in battle, and that's and were martyrs, and the other 2, the youngest ones, were executed and also martyrs. The life, example and leadership of Guru Gobind Singh Ji have been of historical importance to Sikhs. He institutionalized the Khalsa, which just means the pure ones, who played a key role in protecting the Sikhs long after his death, such as during the 9 invasions of the Punjab and Holy War led by Ahmad Shah Abdali from Afghanistan. So as you can see here, the picture, I need to go to there. So the picture, as you can see, that's Guru Tegh Bahadur being just before he's going to be executed, and obviously at a young age, having, you know, your great grandfather executed, or great father executed, and then your grandfather as well, is you know, something that, you know, must have been very difficult. So he found the Khalsa. So people are going to say, what is the Khalsa? So one of the things I keep on saying to people is that I'm not baptized, in the sense that I'm not what you call a Guru Sikh, or somebody that is I need to put the light on. So I'm not somebody that is baptized, and this is where this comes into place, that I'm still on my own journey. I hope to be, all Sikhs should hope that they want to get baptized, and at the moment I'm not. And so when you see a Sikh with a long beard and the style of the turban, and they wear the 5Ks, I do wear I do wear the 5Ks actually, but maybe not all the time, unfortunately. And so yeah, I know I'm going to get stick for that, so, but I'm just very brutally honest. But the thing is, so, you know, it's because of him, the way the Sikhs look and the way they behave and the way they are is attributed to a large part to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Guru, which is why, you know, Sikhs are so, you know, I mean, I'm always kind of in awe of, you know, what he had to go through and how he managed to still make the right decisions and, you know, show how you should behave, even though you've been persecuted and, you know, gone through such hardship, but you still managed to keep your humanity, which is very important. So in 1699, the Guru requested the Sikhs to congregate at Nandpur and Vaisakhi, the annual spring harvest festival, according to Sikh tradition. He asked for a volunteer to come up and took him inside a tent. And then when he returned, he had a bloody sword. He asked for another volunteer, and he done this 5 other times. And after this, everyone thought that they had, you know, been executed, and most people were too scared to go in there. But the ones that did are called a Panj Piyare, and then they all kind of, the volunteers that went with inside the tent and you know, came out afterwards fully intact. And so they're known as the Panj Piyare. And then they were given the kind of Amrit, which is mixed water and sugar, and that's the initiation that the Sikhs now go through. So if I ever became a baptized Sikh, I would then, well, Amritari, I would have this particular Amrit, and that would make me part of the caste. So obviously there's more to it, but it's such an important part. And so after that, Sikhs, all Sikh females I know have the middle name Kaur, and which means princess, and then all men have the middle name Singh. So now my name is Rajinder Prasad Singh Tao, and Singh means lion. And so this kind of is a way to kind of unify our people. And he introduced obviously the 5Ks, which is the Gesh, uncut hair, Ganga, a wooden comb, Gara, which is my steel bracelet, Kirpan, which is the sword, and Kashara, which is shorts that you can wear. So, you know, we're not, I mean, he also kind of introduced the code of discipline for the Sikhs, that, you know, we can't have tobacco, can't eat meat. Some people say you can eat meat. I don't think you can, but you definitely cannot eat halal meat. That's just something that has been prohibited for Sikhs. And also you can't have intoxicants or anything like that. So, you know, alcohol and everything else is totally prohibited. Now, this is the bit that's going to be a bit controversial, but obviously I've got to go down there. And that is the Jizya tax. Yeah, India had the Jizya tax imposed upon them. And I'm not going to say what I normally say, because this is supposed to be a religious education show, so, or religious education video, so I don't want to get vulgar, but you can kind of oh my god, so basically yeah, so Guru Gobind Singh Ji also introduced the idea of challenging the Jizya tax. So we could, I mean, he introduced the idea that challenges the discriminatory Jizya taxes imposed by the Islamic authorities, because it is oppressive. You know, Aurangzeb, I mean, he had imposed taxes on non-Muslims like the Jizya and stuff like that. So, you know, he had different ways of challenging it. And I won't go into that here because I don't want to start getting negative. And obviously, I'll start saying something. I feel like I'm getting Tourette's, so I better not talk to him about it. So I'm gonna go. Yeah. So the Jizya tax has a long history within India, and I will go over that in a different video, hopefully. All right. So I'm just checking something. Yes. So he actually, Guru Gobind Singh also composed the Dasam Granth, and then which attributed to, it called, you know, Dasam Granth, and also the Guru Granth Sahib as well. So in the 16th and 17th century, there was kind of like multiple scriptures by Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, and he kind of compiled it into the Adi Granth. And if I apologize if I made a mistake there. I'm just trying to, yeah, so he kind of formalized everything into the Guru Granth Sahib as well, and that's very important because that's the scriptures of the Sikh, and it's actually the 11th Guru. So, you know, it's important that, you know, when Sikhs want to kind of you know, have someone teaching us and be our living Guru, it's going to be the Guru Granth Sahib, because we can still learn from it even till today. So Guru Gobind Singh composed the other texts, particularly the Dasam Granth, which many Sikhs consider to be a scripture next in importance after the Guru Granth Sahib. And one of the great sayings of Guru Gobind Singh Ji is actually, when all other means have failed, it is but lawful to take to the sword. So I agree with that as well. So, you know, if all other means fail, it is lawful to take to the sword, and that was written in Zafarnama, and I'll go over that a little bit, hopefully. And that's a letter he sent to Aurangzeb, that nasty individual, and we'll try and go over it a little bit. So the period following the execution of Guru Tegh Bahadur's father, oh my God, what am I doing? I better take that back. And you can see why it would have been a bit pear-shaped if I did. So this is a drawing I've done of his oldest son, Baba Ajit Singh, with Guru Gobind Singh Ji. So let's have a look. Yeah, so the period following the execution of Guru Tegh Bahadur, the father Guru Gobind Singh Ji, was a period where the Mughal Empire under Aurangzeb was increasingly hostile anyway the Sikh people. The Sikhs resisted, led by Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and the Muslim-Sikh conflicts peaked during this period. Both Mughal administrations and Aurangzeb's army had an active interest in Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Aurangzeb's army had issued an order to exterminate Guru Gobind Singh Ji and his family. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's hard for me to say this, but he pretty much did. And yeah, I'll go over how and thingy, but you know, it only made the Sikhs stronger rather than weaker. So Aurangzeb, your little plan backfired on you. Guru Gobind Singh Ji believed in Dharam Yod, war in defense of righteousness. Yeah, and I believe in that as well. Something that is fought as a last resort, neither out of a wish for revenge, nor for greed, nor for any destructive goals. To Guru Gobind Singh Ji, one of the most must be prepared to die. Guru Gobind Singh Ji, one must be prepared to die to stop tyranny, end persecution, and to defend one's own religious values. He led 14 wars with these objectives, but never took captives nor damaged anyone's place of worship. Remember that. He waged 14 wars, but never took captives or destroyed anyone's place of worship. And that is, you know, something that is kind of unheard of if you think about it when it comes to kind of religious conflicts and stuff. So, you know, I mean, the amount of conflicts he had, you would think that, you know, there would be horror stories, but not that I know of. So, you know, Battle of Bangani in 1688, Battle of Nandan in 1691, Battle of Gular in 1696, Battle of Anandpur, yeah, Anandpur Sahib, and that's actually quite important because I've actually got in this particular drawing. So, yeah, Sikhs believe in being militaristic, so you can see here, that's Anandpur Sahib in the back, and that one, that's actually his 4 children, which we'll go over in a bit. His wife, his mother, and his family, and all of these unfortunately all died. These 2 were executed, and these 2 died in battle, and his mother died in captivity, so which is very sad. Yeah, there's little animals and everything everywhere. That's because you know, my mum likes rabbits and stuff, so put squirrels, rabbits, little birds and everything on there. So yeah, this is one of my favorite drawings because he was an expert bowman, and yeah, he believed in just war. So yeah, so you had the Battle of the Anandpur, but one of the most important battles was actually the Battle of so yeah, Battle of Anandpur 1702. Battle of Bosali 1702, Battle of Anandpur 1704, Second Battle of Anandpur again, Battle of Sarsa, Battle of Tumkur, one of the most important battles for Sikhs. Now, I haven't really done too many drawings on it, but this is actually the Battle of Tumkur, but it's kind of the preparation. So this is Guru Gobind Singh Ji's 2 oldest children, Baba Jeet Singh Ji and Baba Jujhar Singh. Both of them died in battle, and so you can see Guru Gobind Singh Ji once in the background, and the 40 soldiers that were in the fort, and they were stuck in this fort for a long time. They were starving and stuff, and then the Mughal forces were outside and surrounded, and they had to fight their way out. And so it's pretty big story, and I'll just write it, you know, just a little bit. Yeah, so Battle of Tumkur 1704 is regarded as one of the most important battles of the Sikh history. It was against the Mughal army led by Nihar Khan. The Muslim commander was killed, while on Sikh side the remaining 2 elder sons of the Guru, Baba Jeet Singh and Jujhar Singh, along with other Sikh soldiers, were killed in this battle. And so you can see in the background the Sikh soldiers. It's like a last stand. Luckily, Guru Gobind Singh Ji survived. Then you had the Battle of Muxtar at 1705. I will do another video at some point about how they kind of like defended themselves and they died for our faith, because it's a very important story. It's actually during the Christmas time period, and it's quite a sad time for Sikhs, although it's quite a let's just say, it's kind of like, it's sad, but it's also inspiring as well. During the Christmas period, it's actually one of the saddest times, like from the 20th until like the 26th or 27th. Now, this is where it gets quite tough, because obviously, like I said before, you had previously, you had Guru Gobind Singh Ji's family members, like his father was executed when he was very young for not converting to Islam, and he also, his great granddad, I have to just double check that, so please don't start jumping my back, was also executed as well for not converting. So there's a history of persecution for his family. But then you know, it gets quite sad, because the rest of the family also is martyred as well. So, you know, during the Battle of Chumkor, he lost his two eldest sons, and after that, I can't go into the whole story because it's such a complicated story. But his two other sons, Jujhar Singh and Zorawar and Baba Zorawar and Fateh Singh, were captured as well. This is a drawing I've done of their execution. As you can see, they're being bricked up alive, and they were captured because they were betrayed, and they were captured by a guy called Wazar Khan. I mean, I literally hate that guy with a passion, I'm not going to lie. He's another one that makes my blood boil. And he buried them alive when they were 5 and 8. Now, they were captured, and then they were put into someone called a Thanda Burj with their grandma, Mata Guji, which is Guru Gobind Singh Ji's mum. And as you can see, they were freezing cold in top of this tower. And, you know, upon hearing that her grandkid had been executed for not converting to Islam, she died as well. And so she died. She was quite old. She was in her 70s, so the stress took her life. So, very sad situation. You know, so you can see they were buried alive, and they refused. Think about it, as you're 6 and 8, and you know, you're given the option of converting or die, and they decided to you know, sacrifice themselves for our faith. Now, we'll always be grateful for their sacrifice, and all Sikhs are as well. And obviously the other two sons, one was 13 and the other one was 17. Baba Ajit Singh was 17 and Jujhar Singh was 13. So imagine that at 13 years old and 17 you have to fight for your survival. And they made the ultimate sacrifice as well. And without them, the Sikhs would not be here. And that's no understatement. Right, so yeah, after the Battle of Anandpur, and the Guru and his remaining soldiers moved and stayed in different spots, including hidden places such as Machari jungle of southern Punjab, some of the various spots in north, west and central India that the Guru lived in after 1705. So remember, he'd lost all of his family basically, but he still had his wife. He stayed with relatives or trusted Sikhs as free grandsons of Rai Jodh, a devotee of Guru Har Gobind, which was actually his granddad. And so, this actually might have to delete thing. Hopefully everybody thinks, hopefully I haven't done anything too wrong. So let's try and get the thingy. I'm trying to. So he wrote something called Zafarnama, and that was a letter to Aurangzeb after losing all of his family. And I'll probably try and do a different video on that and read the translation. And yeah, so Guru Gobind Singh saw the war conduct of Aurangzeb because he was an absolute evil, nasty savage, and his army against his family and his people as a betrayal of a promise, unethical, unjust and impious. I don't know, empires. After all the Gobind's children had been killed by the Mughal army in the Battle of Muqtad, the Guru wrote a defiant letter in Persian, so he could actually write Persian as well, to Aurangzeb, called Zafarnama, literally epistle of victory. That's what it meant. A letter which the Sikh tradition considers important towards the end of the 19th century. The Guru's letter was stern yet conciliatory to Aurangzeb. Remember, I mean, the guy had pretty much ordered the execution of his own family. He indicted the Mughal Empire and his commanders in spiritual terms, accused them of lack of morality, both in governance and in the conduct of war, because they did actually swear on the Quran at one point that they would let the Sikhs go, but they turned their back on that promise, and they ended up breaking that and actually surrounding and trying to attack the Sikhs, even though they promised they wouldn't. On the Quran, a bit like Sayyid-i-Al. I'm not going to go thingy. I'm trying not to go negative. The letter predicted that the Mughal Empire would soon end because it persecutes, it's full of abuse, falsehood and morality. The letter is spiritually rooted in Guru Gobind Singh's beliefs and justice and dignity without fear. And the letter was right. The Mughal Empire did die soon afterwards. During the final days of Guru Gobind Singh's life, he died in 1708, and one of the important things that he did was to actually, before his death, he met, and I need to do another video on this, Banda Singh Bahadur. I just want to say big up Banda Singh Bahadur, and he's one of the great Sikh warriors, and he met him in 1708. He was born a Hindu and then converted to Sikhism, and he's now one of our greatest ever warriors. And he did something that, I think all Sikhs are grateful for, which is that he executed Wazir Khan, who was the guy who, he was the guy that executed Guru Gobind Singh's two youngest children. And so, obviously, we're happy that Banda Singh Bahadur. So, big up Banda Singh Bahadur. And in 1710, he managed to take, I would say, I don't want to say the word revenge, but let's just say what goes around comes around. And so, yeah, what went around, come around. And that was 2 years after Guru Gobind Singh's death. And so we would always appreciate his let's just say his bravery. So during the last days of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, just going to read that. Yeah, unfortunately, Aurangzeb died. Not fortunately, well, I'm going to say unfortunately, because I would have loved Aurangzeb to have been caught by the Sikhs, but he died in 1707. And immediately a succession struggle began between his sons, who attacked each other. The official successor of Bahadur Shah, who invited Guru Gobind Singh Ji with his army to meet him in person in Deccan, the region of India, for a reconciliation. But unfortunately, they delayed it, and that kind of pushed things back quite far. And so, obviously, Wazir Khan, at that particular time, was still alive, that nasty individual. He was the commander that executed the Zorawar and Fateh Singh, Baba Zorawar and Fateh Singh, the two young children, and who Guru Gobind Singh had fought several wars with. Commissioned two Afghans, Jasmed Khan and Wazir Beg, to follow the Guru's army as it moved for the meeting with Bahadur Shah, and to assassinate the Guru Gobind Singh Ji. The two secretly pursued the Guru, whose troops were in the Deccan area of India, and entered the camp when the Sikhs had been stationed near the river Godavari for months. They gained access to the Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and Jasmed Khan stabbed him with a fatal wound at Nanded. According to Sanati Siri Gursaba, an early 18th century writer, the fatal wounds of the Guru was one below his heart. The Guru fought back and killed the assassin, so he managed to fight back and kill the assassin, while the assassin's companion was killed by the Sikh guards as he tried to escape.
he did survive, but unfortunately, the Guru Gobind Singh Ji died of his wounds a few days later on the 7th of October, 1708. His death fueled a long and bitter war of the Sikhs with the Mughals. After that struggle continued by Banda Singh Bahadur, so big up Banda Singh Bahadur, and a lot of other Sikh warriors. So, you know, I've gone through kind of like a basic. Hopefully, I've tried my best to, go through as much as I can kind of go through in this time frame. Obviously, I can't do him justice totally, but you know, the importance of Guru Gobind Singh Ji to Sikhs is cannot be underestimated. You know, he is somebody that has influenced the Sikh people in every aspect. And although all the gurus are equal, when it comes to kind of the military aspect and the sacrifices made by him and his family, you know, we can't take away from the fact that is something that is quite unique to himself. And you know, I've done a lot of drawings because I really have drawn inspiration from him from, you know, as long as I can remember, even when I wasn't religious. All right, so let me just go through a couple of thingies. So you have the other gurus as well. Actually, this is Baba Deep Singh, who's another person who I need to do a video on. Still haven't done that one. This is Maharaja Deep Singh. This is a very sad drawing. Obviously, you have his older sons again, Baba Ajit Singh and Jujar Singh, who sacrificed themselves for the greater good. This is important. I need to do a video on this. This is Maharaja Ranjit Singh. And remember, Guru Gobind Singh Ji died in 1708, but by the 1800s, the Sikhs under Maharaja Ranjit Singh, Hari Singh Nalawal and Akali Fulla Singh, big up Akali Fulla Singh, Hari Singh Nalawal and Maharaja Ranjit Singh, within 80 years of being persecuted and being on the back foot, we were then running the Punjab all the way up to Afghanistan, up to the Khyber Pass, which is pretty much unheard of. And because of the philosophy of Guru Gobind Singh Ji and the other Sikh gurus, you know, I'm not going to say it was perfect, because Maharaja Ranjit Singh wasn't a guru, he's just a leader, so he was an imperfect human being. But the system that was introduced was one of the first secular systems, and his court had people from all over the place, Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs. Nobody was given preferential treatment because they were Sikh. And you can see it from this particular video. There was actually even Europeans and stuff in his army, and that's one of the ways he kind of understood how to kind of defeat the kind of European armies, because the British and the Sikhs did actually have wars with them. So big up to Banda Singh Bahadur for avenging, or, you know, at least, let's say what goes around comes around. My Buggo, I need to do another video on her. Well, I need to do a video on her, I have not done it. And so this is actually the first ever drawing I've done of the Sikh Guru. And you can see the technique isn't great. The beard looks like it's not natural, whereas now I have a pretty good technique for beards. As you can see, it looks much more kind of natural, and probably not the best thing to do. So, you know, this one I actually gifted to my local temple, which I just went to earlier. So, yeah, I gifted it to my local temple when I first started drawing, and this was the first ever Sikh artwork I did, and I'm still pretty proud of it, except for the beard. I think it's a nice drawing. Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Here's another one I've done of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, but on a horse. So, like I said, I've done quite a lot of drawings of him. This is by Kanhaiya Singh. So I will go through these drawings, and hopefully I can kind of explain who's who if people are interested. So yeah, here's a more of a unifying picture. So here's Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and he had a Hindu and a Bala Mardana. One was a Sufi saint, and one was a Hindu, and he was a Sikh. So, well, he was a founder of Sikhism. So you can see we'll go on a good note. So yeah, you know, that is kind of the philosophy of Sikhism to a certain degree. It's about unity. And let me just check if I've got anything more I want to show. Actually, that's the thing here. Yeah, you can see
Guru Tegh Bahadur, one of the only people to sacrifice his life for another religion. And so that's something. So if anyone wants to look at the Sikh artwork, you can go here on my website. It will be down below. And so hopefully I've done as best as I could. Any mistakes, I apologise. Please write down where I've made a mistake, and I can try and rectify it next time, because I will hopefully over the years do it again, and next time I'll be much more concise and consistent about what I'm saying. And I did go to the temple earlier today, and I've been a good boy today, thank God. I know it sounds a bit hypocritical just to be a good boy for one day, but you know, I'm trying. Hopefully I can get this behaviour to be kind of more consistent over a period of time. But unfortunately, after 12 o'clock, I'll probably go back to back to old Raj, and hopefully I can. I'll have another firmware update. Instead of being Raj 5.5, I can maybe get to Raj 6.0, and that will give me another additional, let's just say, behavioural modifications and updates. So, like I said, there won't be no videos this week because I didn't go Speaker's Corner, because I decided to stay at home, because I don't want to go there and say things during such an important day. And I will be going back on Sunday though, so you can look forward to some videos from there, and probably I'll be on some live streams here and there. So let me just see if I think that's pretty much it actually. I can't really think of much more to say, apart from happy Gurpurab to my Sikh brothers and sisters, and I hope everybody, anybody that kind of has watched this video has a better understanding of who Guru Gobind Singh Ji is, and why he is so important to the Sikhs, and in my opinion, you know, to humanity, and definitely to India. There's no doubt about that. He's somebody that probably saved India from, you know, I don't want to say, let's just say he saved India from the Mughal expansion, because he was somebody that kind of pushed things back. And so, yeah, I do like to, I've got a good technique on the eyes for him actually. I just replicate it every time for some reason. I just like the eyes that, so I use the same technique from that one on there, but I just changed it around. And actually this shield here, just for a thingy, is actually the real shield he wore. I just changed the writing on it because I didn't want to have any religious writing on there. And oh no, actually that's for the other one actually. Sorry. Yeah, but that is the real shield. So yep, and so you can see here. Anyway, happy Gurpurab to everybody, and I hope everyone has learnt a bit more from this episode. Take care. Bye.